facility itself that we stayed at, North Star, it's a wing of a church. I feel like the people that work there are extremely nice, extremely welcoming and everything, and the entire time that you were there, you felt welcomed, and it's a very new facility that a lot of mission trips are going to be able to use, and mission teams are going to be able to utilize as they try to make an impact in DC.
Get on? Yeah. Yeah, it's really fun. But fun.
You gotta sit in the back.
Work your way back to the back. So to start our morning, we'll do a little house cleaning in our hearts, and there's nothing better than that for this story we're about to hear Rebecca share. You all know it, it's the prodigal son.
The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants.
So how would you describe the older brother's state of mind when the younger brother returns?
And I think that that facility, what they're doing so far, is fantastic, and just the fact that whoever is going to be there, you know you're going to be able to make an impact on whatever you do in DC or whatever sort of mission work that you're deciding to do, and it's all going to start from where you're staying.
Let go.
Who knows the Bible verse?
And this is not of your own doing, it is the gift of God. And this is not a result of works, it is so that no one may boast.
I just think the camp is just a wonderful experience for all these children that are here.
I think spending time with the kids at the church when we went for the Olympics, had a really good time with them. Meeting all the kids and talking to them about where they were from and what they were doing.
Hi, I'm Cole Floyd. I'm the associate pastor here at Providence. We are so grateful for River of Life coming out and spending their Friday with us at our 7th year of Olympic Camp. This is kind of our version of VBS, and your guys have been helping us with what you can see here is pandemonium in the gym, water games outside. Every morning we begin and every day we end with the gospel, and some of these kids have been coming from 1st grade and now they're helping us as counselors in training. So we're so excited about all we've been doing in Olympic Camp, and y'all's team has been such a blessing to help us finish strong this year. So thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Nicole Gibbs, and I am very thankful that I got to go on this trip. This trip taught me multiple things, but the biggest takeaway for me was to continuously gravitate towards having a servant's heart. What that means is to serve others before yourself, take into consideration their needs before your own. Attending the sports camp and ministering to those children, sharing God's love with everyone we came in contact with, helped me to realize that I don't have to travel across the world to serve. I can serve in my everyday activities. I'm very grateful for this experience, and I'm excited to serve like Jesus did in every way.
My favorite part of the mission trip was the Monuments by Moonlight tour, because it let us see a lot of DC we probably would not have seen if it weren't for this trolley ride taking us through quickly. And being at night, it was a lot cooler and felt better, and we were able to see a lot of the monuments and learn a lot of extra history because of our tour guide, who was really good. And it was just a cool way to see DC.
Say good morning. Good morning. It is currently 9:15 and we're about to roll out.
Yesterday was a good day, wouldn't y'all agree? It was a long day. Who needed that extra hour of sleep this morning? Who could have used 1 more hour of sleep this morning? I imagine that this is the first time you've read it or heard it. Because in the story, a little bit of serving went a mighty long way. Chase, you're up, my friend. Our resident fisher is going to talk about fishing.
Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a great multitude followed him because they saw his miracles which he did on them that were deceased. The disease. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples. At the Passover, a feast of Jews was
Something that interested me while in DC was on our first full day there. We went to the Bible Museum, and there we had a guided tour. And this was such a good experience because we learned not only the history of the Bible, seeing some of the earliest findings of scrolls, but also the architecture that was modeled off of the Bible. For example, the main staircase was modeled after Jacob's ladder, and the ceiling changed pictures to model things represented in the Bible as well. And it was also very interesting to see how many groups of people went to go see this museum. There's such a large amount of people there that it was really amazing to see them all want to learn more about the Bible itself.
So going to the different museums, it was really cool to see how the Bible Museum and the American History Museum, how our nation used the Bible's laws to put in our own law system of the country, and that's why our country works a lot better for freedom and liberty, because we go by the standards of the Bible.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most when we were in DC was seeing all the homeless people, and I feel like something that God really did for us on this trip was humble a lot of us. I think we just always complain about like the simple things in life, but we got to go back to this place with air conditioning and a shower, and we saw these people on the side of the road that didn't have that, and we're just how many people were out there that don't have the simple things that we have every day, and I think that stood out the most for us on this trip.
This is, where are we at? Oh, this is Kings Dominion. What a ride. I don't know.
Front gate at 3.
I got 2 tickets.
Well,
that
3.
We should try to see if we can give away between now and the front desk.
There's a dad and a little girl.
One of my most favorite things while we were in DC was the relationships we formed with each other. Like, we got to become way closer than when we're just at church with each other. We got to really know each other personally, and I really valued the time that I had with everybody. And another thing that was really important is that when we were at King's Dominion, we gave 2 free tickets away, and I could really tell that the family we gave them to was really thankful and really needed to save the extra money, so I'm glad that we got to touch someone's lives by doing that.
Okay. Do we have a speaker in here?
Can you hear me?
Yes, much better.
Okay, thank you. Okay, tonight's lesson is called...
They came to the Capernaum. When he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the road?" But they kept quiet because on the way they had argued about who was the greatest. Sitting down, Jesus called the 12.
Yes, please do.
I just wanted to say I think it's easier to trust God when we're trying to do something for someone else, but it's harder for us to trust God when we're wanting something ourselves. We don't think that He's going to give us exactly what we want.
Yeah, big boy box. That's what she called it. Thank you.